So today's video is going to be what I read in November and December, because today is New Year's Eve, the 31st, so I filmed this video and put it up today, so subscribe down below for more content. So going to start with what I finished first, which is The Secret Garden. There's not a lot I can say about this book. It is the film companion. It's the story of the movie, sort of like, if you perhaps don't like watching films, you can read this and find out what happens in the movie. I love the cover, like I really do love it, like. So I love the back cover, based on a stunning new family movie scripted by Harry Potter and the Cursed Child's Jack Thorne. This delightful novelistan reimagines one of the world's best-loving children's stories. Join Mary on her magical journey into this garden, which has the power to change lives. Like, literally, it does what it says on there. Like, literally. If you read it yourself, you'll know the blurb doesn't lie on this book. Like, that's literally one thing you're going to notice, so it's not really much I can say about it, to be honest. So the next book I moved on to was one that I was quite excited to read. Like, I literally started it after I finished this book, and this is Artful Dickens. Artful Dickens, like, I know it looks really blue, but it's actually not as blue as that on, like, I will read you this. What is so good about Dickens novels? This book tries to answer the question. So it answers why abandoned by many who have written about him. While it is common to hear Dickens called our great novelist, it's easy to find even those who acknowledge his status telling us what is bad about his novels. Like, there were some things he actually, there was a thing, I can remember one thing he did, not sure which page, so he actually did something about, something like animals being able to talk, like George Orwell, but read it for yourself and you'll find out. Book's like amazing, like it's the reason why I got another book, why I got one of his books, like, I found out about it in this book. So it does give a lot of information, like the amount of information in the book is amazing. Next one's a common read at Christmas, is The Christmas Guest. I love The Christmas Guest. Like, I've had it in many ones, but this is such a heartwarming novel. Like, it's really sad in bits, like really sad, but it is amazing. Like, definitely read it. When Teddy runs away from home a week before Christmas, he's far too excited to worry about what lies ahead. I literally would sit and read this with a cup of tea. But soon Teddy realises just how cold and scary the world really is, and his perfect adventure now seems like a terrible mistake. Like, it gives a lot of detail, like the blurb's quite detailed, the book's very detailed about everything. It gets you excited for Christmas. Like, I read this to get excited, and I get excited about Christmas. Like, Teddy is discovered on a snowy doorstep by the Wood family with their kind hearts, cosy cottage. Claire Bent and their daughter Emily are the family Teddy is desperate to have. But Emily's ill, her parents are stressed, and with Christmas around the corner, raising a well-meaning but unruly puppy is hardly a priority. Teddy knows he and little Emily have a special bond, and that he can be the best friend she needs in this dark time, if only he can prove to Ben and Claire how much happier he could be could make them all. Teddy might just find a family of his dream this Christmas. Like, I read it quite quick, like, has a happy ending, which I love. It kind of starts happy, to be honest, but I just think it's such a good book, like, and I'd never read anything up until this from, like, Daisy Bell, so I would really recommend it. The book I then went on to as, like, one that I wanted to, like, read next was The Storm Dog, as quite a filler book, because Tilly can't wait to spend Christmas with her grandma and great-grandma in the countryside, but falling on the sleeper train, she finds herself somewhere different, and she finds herself in the wartime. It's really good because it kind of shows you a bit of what a wartime Christmas is like, which is good. Tilly is being evacuated from a city at the start of World War II. Stern old Mr. Thomas reluctantly agrees to give her a home on his farm where he lives alone with his beautiful sheepdog. Like, I'm not sure about his sheepdog personally. Like, this is one of my favourite pictures. Like, seeing the Christmas tree and that really does remind you that it's Christmas. But as Christmas approaches, the farmhouse gets cut off by the snow, and Taryn comes to find Tilly for help one stormy night. She needs to be braver than ever before. Like, this is so good, the way she helps Mr. Thomas, and how I'm trying to find the picture there. Like, that's the first picture. Like, a lot of these are quite picture book. And then so it's just a nice book, and it's also not terribly long, so it's like this length compared to like some of my other book lengths. So I'm about to go get another book. I left this book out, which is George Orwell 1984. Say too much because a lot of people have probably read it, and a lot of people. But this is such a good book. Like, it was so beautifully written. Like, it's a really good book. Like, everyone raves on about how good it is. And I actually did a little bit of research on it, so I'm actually really happy with it, with this book. Like, I actually did a bit of research, and I'm quite interested in this book. Like, I really did enjoy reading it, and it's just a book I was happy to sit and read for ages. That's what I was trying to say. So it's just really good. It is quite long, so the length may put some people off, but it's a good book. Like, it even gives you like an introduction on George Orwell himself, so I would really recommend going to read it. So I have 2 more books left. I didn't read like loads because Artful Dickens took up a long time. This one, Home for Christmas. All she wants for Christmas is 3 words. Beth Price, Prince, has always loved fairy tales, and now she feels like she's finally on the verge of her own happily ever after. A dream job in a charming independent cinema by the seaside, and a gorgeous boyfriend. Just one problem: no man's ever told her they love her, despite tear those. It's such a good book. Like, really, like, you should read it yourself because it's an amazing book. And I'm currently reading this book. Like, I'm not going to tell you much because I'm currently reading. It's just a nice Christmas relaxing book to read. I really do enjoy it. So that's all the books that I read for this video. Don't forget to like, comment,